Well, good morning once again, and I want to make sure that this is on. This is probably Let's Chat either 16 or 17. And I just got off the phone with the police department, and Gabriel paid me a visit all night last night from about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and she did her dutiful thing, I guess, that either the KLAN or the gay community has her doing. And then, of course, when I wake up in the morning, she was boasting about the fact that she came into my apartment and had sex with my sleeping body while they had me in a dream state. I don't remember what I was dreaming about. But in any case, I thought, I woke up and there's a patch of my hair that's been cut off because remember I had braids. And I was thinking of letting my hair grow for Easter. And so I'm going to go out there now and buy something to put in my hair to keep it probably relaxed, and to also to let it grow, because I don't want to deal with this every morning, combing it out and picking it out and all of that, or trimming it. I just don't want to do anything with it. I just want to let it grow. And I discovered this. I'm going to take this camera to the back of my head, and this is going to be kind of weird, so remember, most ministers do not do this, but I'm sharing this with you because I want you to understand this is what a lot of what Christians are going through. It may not be important to you, but it's really insulting. When you have an old woman coming into your home giving you oral sex, anal sex, vaginal sex, and then putting the knife to your hair, or chopping off your hair, and then I want you to see the back of the head what they're doing. This is what an old woman like Gabriel Franklin and a man like MacArthur, this is what they do. So look at the back of the head. If you look at the back of the head, right here, right? It looks like a KLAN head, doesn't it? Right? When you look at the back of the head, right? You see it? You see how it's been cut off completely? On the right here. On the right here, it's long, and on the left right here, it's short. Right? Short, long, and then in the middle, it's been cut. I'm not exactly sure why she does this. She comes and she snips the hair in its length. She snips it in the front. She snips it on the side. She snips it here. She snips it there, and she treats my head like, I'm her little dolly. You understand what I'm saying? She treats me like I'm a fucking doll. And then she turns around and treats my dick like it's hers to have, because John MacArthur and Barack Obama and the homosexual community and Reach, the apartment complex where I live in, gives her permission to come in and out of this place. And, I was telling the operator, maybe the African Americans like being treated this way. Maybe the African American males, they don't get no respect in this country. Nowhere. Including Barack. But I'm not African American, but I am Haitian Cuban. So part of me is African, and I have no qualms with that. But I don't owe this Haitian woman or any other black woman in America yellow babies, and I don't owe them fucking, and I don't owe them anything in Christ Jesus or outside of Christ Jesus. Nor do I owe them an afro or short hair. I mean, she comes in and she if you look at my beard, it's not full, and even when it grows, it's not full. She comes in and she chops off the beard even more. I mean, what do you do with an old woman who does shit like that under a KLAN? This is what old Haitian women are being given permission to do. You mean to tell me there's no resolution to removing this Haitian woman out of this situation and sending her back to her own people? You mean to tell me there is no way out of this situation and I have to live under these conditions? I go yesterday to fill out job applications, and what do? They follow me into the establishments where I'm putting out applications, and they switch staff, and they bring people that are a resemblance of her. I went to the Hilton Hotel, and hold on a second. I went to the Hilton Hotel and put in an application. When I get to the Hilton Hotel, they have a big, this big, huge Asian woman there in the HR department, and she's a replica of Gabriel Franklin, so she hands me a card and tells me there's no application. They have a listing of all the jobs that they're hiring for, and then they have this white guy comes and stands behind me, who goes down the escalator to HR and back up the escalator to HR. And when I get into the office, the voice is the voice of Jonathan Zabo, a man that I used to live with back in the 1990s, from 94 to 96. And I'm thinking, why am I back? Why are these people here? Or why am I dealing with people that looks like them and have their voices? I was insulted by that. The fact that Hilton brought those people in just to insult me because they knew. At one time I was sleeping across the street from Hilton, and I told them I would be putting a job application when I got back on my feet again. Well, that was their response. You see, when you give these hotels or these businesses, and you tell them, one day I'll get back on my feet and I'll give you an application to redeem the fact that I'm sleeping across the street from your hotel or from your business. Their response is, no, we don't want your application. There was another hotel, the Westin. I went to them, same thing. I slept across the street from their hotel, and when I went to put in an application, they handed me a card. When I went online, both times, to put in an application, they wouldn't allow it. Even if there were jobs, they wouldn't have offered it to me. And you talk about equal employment opportunity, not here, not for DUCLAIRON'S, not for me, not for mine. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like, why would John MacArthur leave Grace Community Church to come all the way up here and all of his, to inspire his people to do this sort of thing? Why? I mean, I don't understand. Isn't he supposed to be a president preparing men for full-time ministry? What is he preparing me for? Full-time what? Slavery? I mean, if this man is he prepares his race for ministry, but Africans for slavery, for us to be, cut down and subjugated and to stay under, I don't think that's right. You know what I'm saying? And different places that I put in application, they told me that the people are taking the applications and they're ripping them up and throwing them away. I'm thinking, well, how am I ever going to get out of this situation if this is what they're doing? And then on top of that, on the gay side, they tell me that when you do an application, you got to go suck a dick for the application. I'm thinking, what kind of tradition is this? What happened to the equal employment opportunity without the sucking dick? What happened to the equal employment opportunity without the gay community? What happened to equal employment opportunity without mixing sex with sex with the job, or the employer having to have sex with the employee? What is this? So you mean to tell me I can't work in America? I haven't been able to work in America because I won't suck my employer's cock? And if I do, I go to Taboo to do it, and then whoever he sends, and then I have to get hit for it? I mean, is this condition only for internationals, or is it for all the European, only Europeans get to work a full-time job and not having to do that, but us internationals have to be lowered and cut down to that? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, you're dealing with, 28, 29 different European countries that are living in this American continent. And to me, they're all playing. You know what I'm saying? If they have that white skin, they have that white cheek to go with it. And me by myself against those people in every apartment complex, in every church facility, in every job market, job business site, that's too much. For one person to deal with. That's just way too much. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, they're supporting this Haitian woman. It's just ridiculous. So why is this video? One, to catch you up with what they're doing. They're still sexually assaulting every single day they're in here. Two, looking for a job is not easy. They don't approve of the hair to begin with as an afro. They want it chopped off. Three, they're cutting me off. Four, nothing has stopped. Five, there are conditions to putting applications. I mean, this is ridiculous. You understand what I'm saying? This is just ridiculous, and MacArthur needs to be removed. Franklin needs to go back to her own family and her own people. The government needs to step in and remove these people. And I'm under death threat, telling me that I'm the one that's going to die before the year is over. And if I die before the year is over, if it's God's will, fine. But if it's not God's will and it's murder, then, these people need to get hit for what they're doing and for what they're plotting to do. And I don't think that's right in the sight of God, that people should be treated this way. You know what I mean? America does not belong to Europe. None of these European countries. America belongs to God and God alone. If these people have the privilege of living on this American continent and privilege to live in this generation, they shouldn't treat it lightly, because God is the avenger in all these things. God can only be so merciful to people, and then after that comes judgment. So my suggestion is that, you people who know MacArthur, I suggest that you Tom Pennington and Dick Mayhew and who else? Jerry Ragg and Lance Quinn, you people who know this MacArthur fellow, you come up here and get this son of a bitch and get him out of my hair. You understand what I'm saying? Because when he leaves, she goes. And I don't have to get my dick sucked, and I don't have to get pierced and cut and all of the shit that she's doing. I'm done with you as of 99. That was your recommendation. That was your request. That was the letter you gave to Kevin Banks. Where is the 4-page letter you gave to Kevin Banks? You specifically asked me to cut you off and to have nothing to do with you. Isn't it about time you honor that letter? Isn't it about time you go back to your own life? Isn't it about time you leave me and get out of my hair so I could do something with my life? Isn't it about time that, I graduated from college 18 years ago, and I haven't done nothing with my life because MacArthur's been holding me back. Isn't it about time you come up here and get your fucking pastor and get out of my face?